gracias, gente. Gringos aren't gonna gringo no matter where they at. So this is an interesting story that's been gaining a lot of momentum, a lot of traction. That some top Latino TikTokers, people, influencers on Instagram and what have you, have been doing stories on this. What am I talking about? I'm talking about gentrification in Mexico by gringo would be not tourists, but new citizens that are buying property there, living there, which, hey, to me, it's fantastic, helps out the economy, as long as they what? As they what? Assimilate to the dominant culture, and that is the Mexican culture. But that's not happening. That's not happening here. So one of my favorite people to keep up with as far as my Mexicanidad is the great Fernanda Cortez. And let's just check out. Really, let's let her explain it all as far as what is happening in Jalisco right now, because yeah, it's kind of interesting.
First, they complained about the spicy salsas in Ciudad de Mexico, and they complained about the bandas in Mazatlan. Now, American tourists are complaining about the mariachi in Puerto Vallarta, Jalisco.
She is talking about in several different cities that are tourist towns. Uh, People that live there now that are Mexicanos have been complaining about the loud music on the beach, the too spicy foods. They want it changed. It's been causing a lot of problems, and those areas now where people used to live, they cannot afford to live there because the prices have gone up. Does this sound familiar? Yeah, it should.
Some American tourists in Puerto Vallarta, Jalisco went as far as to create a petition to shut down a local restaurant, complaining about the loud mariachi music.
Okay, I only want to. There's a slight correction here, and this image behind her says it all. The image here, this two to three story, I believe it's either a condo or a timeshare. You see the owner there on top. This is an owner, not a tourist. And I believe these new neighbors, have filed a complaint trying to end the mariachi music at the restaurant. To your bottom right, that's the restaurant. And here they are doing a rally and signing a petition to obviously for this restaurant not to lose what's happening there as far as the music. But yeah, it's not tourists. That's my only slight change there, Fernanda. In looking at other videos as well, this can be verified, but it's not a big deal because you know it just adds to the intrigue.
Every night. This restaurant owner also took to social media to say that American tourists are trying to shut him down because of the loud music. Someone from Jalisco, I can tell you that it is the heart and soul of Jalisco. It's where mariachi music was born. To go to Jalisco and complain about mariachi music is laughable. Mexico thrives a lot off of its tourism. I know this, you know this, and the government knows this. Mexico created.
Okay, so before we go on to the other cities that Fernanda brings up some good points here. Is that the bedrock of Mexican culture, especially in Jalisco, is the music, and that's why a lot of tourists go to soak up the vibes. And when you are now an owner there, a homeowner, you're buying something next to a restaurant. I You should know better. That's just ridiculous. But listen, this mentality is nothing new in regards to coming into a different neighborhood and changing it for your benefit, whether it is loud neighbors, loud restaurants, what have you. Even here in the States, you've heard of new loft owners in the barrio trying to end low riding. It, it's an interesting phenomenon, not that I'm a fan of at all, especially if we're talking about a dominant culture. And here we're talking about another country. Yeah.
1970s. For example of this, Cabo San Lucas. Cabo San Lucas also didn't even exist until the 1970s. The question I get a lot is, why are these businesses giving into these tourists? Two words: Money talks. These American tourists have money that locals do not have. So, yes, these businesses are going to accommodate them. Hawaiians have been telling you this, and now Mexicans are telling you to stop going to these areas and trying to gentrify and change the culture. To Cancun and Cabo.
So, there's the argument here, right? I get it. I understand that these kind of tourist towns that are set up and created for that. That's one thing. But what is happening here more and more is a, a gentrification in main barrios, main cities that, like I said, now the local residents can no longer afford. So that there is kind of a shame. So what I want to do now is just open up and go to another great channel that I keep up with. And this is their title card here, Gentrification Strikes Again, this time in Puerto Vallarta. So this is not unfortunately, this is happening all over Mexico, from Mexico City to Mexico City. It's just gringos, as far as Americans going and living there, working there remotely, and it's become in fashion. It is huge. But I will tell you now, for decades, gringos have been uh, using Mexico for their own business means, from importing, exporting Mexican art, and jacking the prices up for just the rich elite areas in the states, to yoga retreats, yoga. What do you call it? What's the word? The industry, just the whole industry now is, you got to go to this retreat place in Mexico to get all your certified training, thousands and thousands of dollars it costs, and it's the ultimate. And you go to Tula or Tulum and be one with the universe. I mean, this is a huge, huge, huge industry, but it's connected, and it is a real thing. Okay, here we go.
Alguien aquí purchased a home very close to.
So she's saying here, this is a person that purchased a home right next to a Mexican restaurant. And this lady that's speaking is Annie GRCX. She's got a great channel. I will connect you to as well to her as well. All right, let's continue.
A local Mexican restaurant that has been established for 35 years and is now trying to shut them down.
Mm. Now, I believe this lady is somehow connected to the restaurant. She's basically saying that musicians and employees of the restaurant have gone out of work. It's been shut down, and it's affected their lives. So something that they're currently
Peaceful
fighting.
gathering was held outside of the restaurant today to show support to the restaurant in form of gathering signatures from local residents and citizens to help them in their legal fight to keep their restaurant open.
So there's a legal fight to keep the restaurant open. Insane, absolutely insane. And what'll happen? What's also going to happen is that, let's say that these newfound Mexicanos from America win. You're going to create a sanitized neighborhood district in Puerto Vallarta that's no longer Mexican. Kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. Gringo's gonna gringo. I'm telling you, man.
I spoke to the restaurant chef. I heard from the owners, and they've been fighting this for quite some time. They were shut. Welcome to a textbook
Okay.
case of down for the issue being the foreign family that purchased a home next to the restaurant or close by has stated that it's affecting their quality of life because it's too loud. This restaurant has had to lay off all of the musicians that would come by, like they do in a lot of other establishments, to play
Wow.
live music for tips. There is a huge concern with what's going on because
So let me ask you. Let me ask you. Let me throw this question to you guys right now. You see the layout there, how everything. Is it fair to this neighbor, this landowner, this business has been for 35 years in this industry of musicos that go and play for tips? Should they be shut down? Should there be was there maybe they could still exist, but they can't play till after 10 p.m.? What is going on? Give me your thoughts, guys. This is Annie here is doing a great job of getting this information. Let's continue.
Other foreigners to be able to come into local areas like this and shut down entire establishments. I hate to say it, but it's not enough that they come. They raise up the rental rates so that locals cannot afford
Yeah,
to live there.
there it
The
is.
majority of people that reside in this part of town are foreigners because the rental rates and the real estate market is just not obtainable for people without dollars.
There you go. Said it right there. The majority of people that live there now, foreigners, Americanos, what have you.
So, on top of that, to add insult to injury, to now petition to try to shut down one of the local restaurants, crazy. There was a lot of support from locals, a lot of other foreigners that showed up to give their
That's
signatures.
good.
I stand for the issue being I brought all of my kids. Each of my kids gave their signature as well. I took the opportunity to take my kids to show them that it's important to show up and give support because you never know when we could be the ones that needed support, especially with everything going on in our house. So anyway, the restaurant had taco set up, mariachi that pulled up. There was people pulling over to give signatures from their cars. There was news
Wow.
stations. The mariachi, not all superheroes wore cape. They pulled up as soon as we were leaving, and we had to turn around
I had to
so
turn
we
around.
could
Go
see
listen.
everybody enjoying themselves. This is the restaurant owner. I brought all of my kids. Each of my kids gave their signature as well. I took the
So
opportunity.
it sounds like that there was a restaurant owner. All right, guys. We'll keep you up to date. This is ongoing, and unfortunately, not a new phenomenon in Mexico. I would say the last 10 years, advanced, sped up by the lockdowns from a few years ago. I know of a lot of people that moved to Mexico City. First, it was just to work remotely during the lockdowns. Yeah, yeah. Que viva Mexico. Wherever you're at, keep your slam fuerte. Gracias. Thank you to all who have donated or are gonna donate. Hit the super thanks and enjoy the video.